Okay. Beta. I'm gonna show y'all boys where I'm from, man. I'm from that.
What it do, still with the Kev, sound like a little big boss hog, boss dog. Okay, pull through the dope. Hit us out this box, fucking about a little bit. Tough times don't last, cause people do enough. So, caught him in the foul line, maybe matter. Peak game, made the foes of what's right. Alright, your boy working, man. I took off work today. I gotta work on my truck. You know what I'm saying? Gotta work on the slab, you know, get that mug up and running, man, so I can be able to drive that joker. But let's talk boxing. Question I got for y'all. Ahead of this fight, Gervonta Tank Davis, Lamar Roach, something that popped in my head. Do y'all feel like Gervonta Tank Davis has lost his hunger? Or is it just Lamar Roach is that skillful? And which is making Gervonta Tank Davis frustrated? Let's talk about it. Now, though in the past, Gervonta Tank Davis has shown frustration with guys who are skillful in that boxing ring, okay? He would get frustrated, throw him down, push him, you know, knee him or whatever the case was. He'll get frustrated. You'll visibly see him angry in there. So like I said before, my question is he just not having a passion for boxing no more? Or do you feel like he's just frustrated with Lamar Roach's skill? In my opinion, I think it's a little bit of both, right? As elite as Gervonta Tank Davis can be, I feel like his desire to be the best is kind of wavering because he's too focused on the fake stuff in boxing, right? And I'm not gonna lie to you, like, that's what made me fall out of love with boxing when I was an active amateur fighter. It's a lot of fake stuff in boxing that y'all don't know. It's a lot of politics in amateur boxing. You know, it's just a lot going on, you know, that can, if you pay attention to it, can make you fall out of love with, you know, boxing. It was the same thing with football. You know, when I played football, it was just like, it was fun at first. But then, like, I started looking at the politics and, you know, this, that, and the third, you know, it was just like, bro, like, what's going on? Like, why does that even matter? And it just made me kind of fall out of love with the sport. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with boxing. You know, it's like you at an amateur bout and, you know, you see a fighter clearly whooping this other fighter and they give it to the other. You're like, how did he win? You know, I've been on the receiving end of those. Pause. You get in the ring with somebody and you know, you whooping them, you almost knocked them out. You know, I mean, I had an amateur bout. This is the only amateur bout I lost. I tell y'all this. I don't really talk about my amateur career like that because I don't really care about it. You know, I don't have extensive amateur career. Like, I only got a couple of fights, right? But it was the only one fight that I lost by like a close decision, right? But we're in the ring, and I remember we're in I would say the east sector of the ring. He threw something, and I slipped it and threw a lead hook. Bah! And he flew into the ropes, right? And the only thing that held him up was the ropes. And, like, I didn't follow up with nothing, which is my bad. So I hit him, he flew into the ropes. I'm talking about we was a good distance from the ropes. I landed a lead hook, he flew into the ropes. I told you I got power. So he flew into the ropes and, like, was staggering like this and hurry up and got back up. I'm like, that's a knockdown right there. Even my coach was like, that's a knockdown. The only thing that held him up was the ropes. They didn't call it, right? Didn't call it. It was another portion. I hit him with an overhand right. Same thing. In the north sector of the ring. Flew into the ropes. Only thing holding him up was the ropes. My coach like, that's a knockdown. That should be an 8 count. Nope. So it's a lot of stuff in boxing that make you fall out of love with it. You like, bro, like, you know, I still think about that fight. I'm not gonna lie to you. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's what it is. You can't focus on that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Tank is focused on the fake stuff and you know, the people in boxing, and also the people who are so-called aligned with him. And also, I feel like he's focused on, he gets frustrated because he like, man, I'm landing these bombs on this dude, and this dude, he ain't going nowhere. He's still fighting. You know what I'm saying? So I think what Tank gotta do, man, is just, you can't control, you know, people. You can't control the fake stuff in boxing. You know? You can't control that. You can't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? You just like in life, you can't worry about fake people. You know? You can't worry about who aligned with you, who ain't aligned with you, because everybody got different perspectives. Everybody got different viewpoints. You know? Now, what he can control is how he gonna be able to deal with the skill set of Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach is very skillful, right? His foundation is skill, right? He don't rely on athleticism. He's not a athletic fighter. Like Tank is as an athletic fighter, right? Who got power. And he has skills too. But he relies on his athleticism and his God-gifted abilities, right? Whereas Lamont Roach relies on skill, right? That's what he relies on as a fighter. So when you have a fighter that relies on skill, right, it's going to frustrate you because you like, man, I blitzed this dude, you know, and this dude, you know, I got him out of there. You know, I'm trying to blitz this dude ain't getting out of there. You know? His foundation is fundamental. So what Tank got to do is build his IQ up more, which I don't think he has. I don't think he got low boxing IQ. I just think he's used to melting guys. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these dudes, bro, they be having deficiencies. It ain't the fact that they not tough or they not good fighters. It's just the fact that they don't have certain attributes, right? Like a chin, right? Like, I still think if Tank get there with Devin Haney, it's a wrap. I still feel that way. Because Devin Haney has a deficiency. His chin ain't set up like that, right? Devin Haney could be winning all the rounds, and once Tank land on his chin, it's over. Devin Haney's chin is not set up to take punches, whereas Lamont Roach is, whereas Isaac Pitbull Cruz is. So you got to rely on a different set of skill sets. Now, Isaac Pitbull Cruz is not a skillful guy. He's a bully. He gonna bully you. He gonna apply pressure, and he gonna look to break you down. That's the type of fighter that he is. He's not the type of fighter that's gonna be like, oh, you know, let me go ahead and look to, you know, utilize my jab, set things up, and land this. No, he's the type of guy that's gonna look to basically try to bully you, apply pressure, throw as many punches, frustrate you, get you off your game, and hit you with big shots, looping shots, pause. You know what I'm saying? But Tank, he's a guy who has skill, you know, but him utilize it depends on his motivation for the fight. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm saying it's a little bit of both, I feel like, in my opinion. I feel like Tank, as skillful as he is, Tank has the ability skillfully to be the best at boxing if he's able to, if he's switched on. I mean, when he showed in that Ryan fight, he got up for that fight. He was switched on mentally, right? Frank Martin, he was switched on mentally, right? I think the Lamont Roach fight, he was paying attention to all the outside noise. It was certain things he wanted to happen that didn't happen, so it became a problem for him. You know what I'm saying? He became frustrated at the things that were going on in the sport of boxing, and that's what caused him to basically be like, man, F this. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I feel like is, you know, Tank's issue right now. I feel like it's a little bit of, he focuses too much on people doing a lot of fake stuff in boxing, right? because he feel like Shakur is fake. He feel like Devin Haney's fake because he like, man, you know, I used to be cool with these guys. You know what I mean? If you look at previous pictures, he has pictures. If you look on the internet, he has pictures with Devin Haney. He got pictures with Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys that are now calling his name out to fight him. You know what I'm saying? So he look at that as fake, like, bro, like Shakur. He's like, bro, Shakur helped me get ready for a fight one time. You know, if you listen to Coach Calvin Ford, when they talk about Shakur, they're like, bro, Shakur, man, we know him. Like, I know Shakur. He not that type of guy. You know what I'm saying? So that's his mindset. He looking at it like, bro, like, why are you talking like that? When, you know, I know you. Like, I know you for real. You know? So that's his mindset. That's why he feel how he feel. You know, that's why he looking at stuff how he looking at it. But the truth of the matter is you can't focus on stuff like that as a fighter. You know, as fake as a lot of these people is, like, bro, I deal with fake people on a daily at work. I grew up around fake people, bro. You can't worry about stuff like that in this life. You can't worry about who real, who fake. You only can worry about yourself. Everybody, you know, that's why, like, a lot of times, I'm not gonna lie to you, if you see boss, I'm by myself, bro. I don't hang with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just keeping 1,000. I'm a loner at heart. Like, I roll one deep. Like, you know, I'm not one of them dudes that need an audience and need a crowd or need, you know, I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? I roll alone for a reason. You know, I'm not one of them dudes that can hang around fake people. You know what I'm saying? That's just me personally. But I don't worry about stuff I can't control. And I think Tank, he's just frustrated because it's a lot of stuff, and it may be a lot of stuff, other stuff going on in his life that is affecting his performance too. Because like I told y'all, boxing is mental. If you don't have your mental right in that ring, it don't matter what skill set you got, you're not gonna perform well. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think with Tank, he got too much on his mind. You know what I'm saying? You heard him say, like, man, you know, I'm not ready to get therapy yet because I use those things that I experienced in the ring. That's what make me a good fighter. That's what make me violent. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. You know, I ain't taking it away from that. Like, I'm the same way. You know? But I went and got therapy. You know? I went and got therapy. You know what I'm saying? Boss went through some stuff in his life. I don't make no excuses. But I went and got therapy. And it made me a better person. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, I still experience stuff every day that still bring that dog out in me if I got in the ring. But, if I decided to get back in the ring, but at the same time, I went and got therapy and released it and let go of all that stuff. Pause. But Tank got to focus on using this more in this chapter of his career. That's what I feel like he needs to do. Tank got to use his IQ more, right? He's 30 years old. I don't know when his birthday is. I think he might be coming up to be 31. He got to use this more in this next, however long he going to be in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Because you got some young, hungry fighters that's coming up that's, and you got some guys that are built they were built off fundamentals. They weren't built off God-gifted ability. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I have a God-gifted ability. I'm athletic, I'm fast, I'm strong. So when I played football, I didn't understand the mental aspect of it until when it was, till it was too late, when I couldn't play no more. Right? Then when I started boxing, I was strong, I was athletic. Right? So I was relying on that, and it was getting me by until I started actually sparring dudes that been in this sport. It's a dude now that's finna fight. John Torres, I'm telling you, fight at 168. Go check him out. He fighting in Houston. I'm gonna post a flyer on my channel. Y'all go check him out. But I used to spar him. He a southpaw. He got power, bro. That man hit hard in the mud. When I used to spar him, that's what showed me his levels. I sparred this pro MMA fighter. His name Lou Crawford. I used to spar him. He a little dude, but throw a lot of punches. right? Get in, get out, like Lomachenko. I'm telling you, like undefeated fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I've been in the ring with some dudes down here, bro. They may not be well known on a big level, but they can fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying at the end of the day, to keep it 1,000, it's like you gotta clear out all the outside noise, Tank. Clear the outside noise and just be you. Use this and be dominant, be great. I think Gervonta Tank Davis can beat Lamont Roach in the second fight too. I'm picking him to beat Lamont Roach. But he got to use this. You see Lamont Roach, he out here parading, doing interviews and stuff like that. It's cool. You see the trash talk a little bit from Tank. Tank on Twitter talking. You know what I'm saying? They talking back and forth. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, if Tank don't use this in that second fight, he might lose. He got come in there ready to go, switched on, locked and loaded. You know what I'm saying? Ready to get to it. That's just what it is. But like I said before, I'm picking Tank in this second fight. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Bosco.